What's good, everybody? Welcome into Early Edge Live as we count down over the course of the next 45 minutes to an hour Sunday night football. And these are the type of matchups that we are here for. The Chiefs on the road, 2.5-point favorites against the Raiders. Now, we're coming off another day in the NFL that just, on a lot of levels, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But we're going to talk about sides, totals. We're going to talk about props. We'll also look back at some of the craziness that's happened earlier today. You know, on this show, I bring in my heavy hitters today. Let's bring in the stars of the show. Right next to me, from parts unknown, Mr. Prop Stars. Good afternoon, sir.
Mr. Coach, how's it going? Mikey, AB, always a pleasure to see you guys. I'm excited about tonight's game. It should be competitive. We've had a lack of competitive football games all day, so I'm ready to watch a good old-fashioned, hopefully high-scoring back-and-forth game because we have seen a lot of blowouts.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Right below me, M squared. Tonight, my friend, tonight is our night. Chiefs Kingdom, let's go.
Let's go. I think that, I've said it a couple times this season, but I think it's a good spot for them to get right. And I think it finally happens here. I feel really good about the way that they're playing in terms of the defensive side of the ball. I think that the offense, we obviously know the upside they possess. I still need a larger sample size to say the offense isn't any good when they have those players out there. So when the defense is making improvements, I think the offense will step up here as well. I think it's a great spot for them.
And AB, give me that nugget you gave on the morning show today about if the Chiefs win tonight, their win total will be what?
Yeah, they'll be tied for second most wins in the AFC.
That is crazy to think about. It really, really is. Now, moments ago in the late games, there were 4 late games. Broncos getting crushed at home. They're down with less than 2 minutes to go. The Chargers, they're going to lose to the Vikings at home after giving up 1st and 25. You can't stop them. With 2.5 minutes to go, you deserve to lose 27-20. The Packers, guys, they're going to blow out and potentially shut out Russell Wilson's return and the Seattle Seahawks 17-0 at home. I said today this line didn't make any sense, and I was proven right. They're up 17 points late. And then also the last game that just went final as well. Mikey, I got to come to you on this one. You said it earlier today. We asked what underdog of 5 points or higher you could see winning on the field today. You didn't even blink an eye. You said the Panthers, and they blow out Arizona in Arizona. Talk to me.
Yeah, not too surprising to me here. Christian McCaffrey being back changes offenses drastically, especially in this spot. And then they got the break of no DeAndre Hopkins, no Chase Edmonds, no Kyler Murray, throwing Colt McCoy out there. It's, we saw it with Mike White a little bit too. It's really not that difficult to be good in one NFL game. It's pretty difficult to be good in multiple NFL games, especially when the opposing side is actually preparing for you to be out there on the field. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's not terribly surprising. McCaffrey looked great. They got him a number of touches. Cam Newton came in. The thing I will say about Cam Newton, we kind of knew this from the times that he's previously been on the football field, but that man is a nightmare in the red zone. You give him the football in a goal-to-go situation, good luck defending that when he's healthy.
AB, he mentioned Mike White and the Jets. And to back up what Mikey just said, the Bills, and you had them minus 12, 13, whatever the number was, they end up winning by 28, 45-17. The over comes in. They covered the spread. Your thoughts on Mike White's, well, technically his second start, but this was his first full start, and he looked a little bit overwhelmed today.
Yeah, he did. He looked very overwhelmed. And, we talked about, the Buffalo Bills the last 2 games, 2 weeks. Their offense looked terrible, but their defense wasn't. Like, their defense is legit. And Mike White and the Jets ran into it. And, good thing for the Bills, we talked about earlier on the show, that the Jets were allowing 36 points per game, to opponents since week 4. That number went up, right? They've been given the most yards per game in the NFL, over 400, and the 4th most passing yards. And this was exactly the medicine that Josh Allen, Brian Dable, and the Bills needed, for their offense, because they came out looking like themselves again. And shout out to M Squared, speaking about how important getting healthy it was for the Buffalo Bills, and that proved 100% correct.
100% right. You're absolutely right about that. Let's continue. Let's smash that like button. I want to give away some memberships tonight to SportsLine. We want to change some lives, so hit that. We're going to start at 200 tonight, so let's get to 200 first, and then worry about everything after that. Prop Stars, I know you were very bullish today. You said your favorite play of the day was A.J. Dillon, and I believe you cast that, in the first half? Is that right?
Early second half, Coach. Yeah, Unfortunately, though, there could be a serious injury for Aaron Jones. He did hit his knee. He was in tears on the sideline. I believe he went over and spoke to his family as well, and then was immediately ruled out after the game. So, yeah, we could be seeing a lot more of A.J. Dillon if that is the case. But, yeah, he's had a great game. He's scored all the Packers touchdowns. He's just been the engine for this Packers team. He was getting more play than Aaron Jones when they were both healthy. So, yeah, that went to plan. I've been just thoroughly impressed with A.J. Dillon, and I expect him to have a even bigger role going forward.
Speaking of impressed, Mikey, let me come to you. I was very impressed with a quarterback who had these numbers today, and I want you to tell me who it is. 19 of 23, $198, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, a rating of 142, and they roll. Who am I talking about?
Probably got to be Mac Jones.
You're damn right I am. Talk to me. Patriots 45-7 over the Browns. This Patriots team is no joke.
Patriots team is no joke. They're trending in the right direction. Mac Jones is very clearly here and ready to play. He's going to stay. They took advantage of some mistakes on the Browns side, and they absolutely rolled here. The Browns team continues to be decimated by injuries, and credit to the Patriots here. Definitely not a team that I would want to play down the stretch or in any sort of playoff format. That's for sure.
You're damn right about that. They improved to 6-4 on the year. And AB, let me come to you. The Cowboys lose to the Broncos. We talked about it all day earlier today. And we said, what's the matter with the Cowboys? Well, apparently nothing. Because we were on the Falcons, you and me, as the team we thought could cover and win on the field. We were a little off on that, 43-3. And they can't even cover the over? You can't even score 43 and the over come in? Talk to me on the Cowboys bouncing back in a big-time way.
Yeah, definitely. It's always tough when a team scores 40-plus points and the under hits, right? Like, I mean, it's crazy. But no, I mean, credit to the Cowboys and credit to them, credit to the fan base, everybody. Like, that was a tough loss that they had against Denver. But like we talked about, that game, that loss to Denver was all about Dallas. It wasn't anything that Denver did. It was just Dallas not playing up and just having a flat week. So sometimes it's hard to come back after that. We see a lot of teams that have flat week after flat week, and Dallas did not have that at all. They came out firing right out of the gate. They did it in the air. They did it on the ground. And they did it defensively, too, against a team, quite frankly, who had been putting up yardage, with Kyle Pitts. So all the credit in the world to the Dallas Cowboys. That was a big win. They needed that. Their locker room is feeling good right now.
Yeah, they're feeling great right now. 2 more games I want to hit on. One we're not even going to talk about because you don't deserve it when there's a tie. You don't deserve it when you tie in the NFL. Stop it. Lions and Steelers, you should be embarrassed of yourself. Also, equally embarrassed, how about, Alex, I come to you on the Bucs after looking horrible against the Saints. Rest, come back, nation's capital, and they only scored 19, and they lose by double digits to Washington. What did you make of that? To me, that's the biggest shocker of the day.
Yeah, it was quite a shocker. The game wasn't close. Washington led pretty much wire to wire, and this is a Washington team that is not very good either, that was dealing with a plethora of injuries, had multiple significant injuries during the game. They did what they needed to do. But, Tom Brady just looked like a 43-year-old quarterback today. His weapons are somewhat depleted, so I am reserving judgment a little bit until we see Gronk and Antonio Brown in the offense. But, they were unable to run the ball against a pretty stout Washington front and just, could not get anything going. It was a pretty big shock, and I think there is reason to be concerned in Tampa Bay.
I think a lot. And this is the first time I can remember, guys, in a long time. To me, there's not a clear-cut Super Bowl favorite right now. There just isn't across the board, NFC or AFC. How about my man Cody in the chat? Giving M2 some love, M squared. I'm glad you settled me down on Tim Patrick. You were 100% right on to many other targets for Bridgewater. We talk about it all the time, educate and entertain, don't we? It's not always the same game script week to week to week. That's what my guys do. This is what they do for a living. All right, that was the day. But now, as we cross the bottom of the hour, we welcome a brand new audience as well. Welcome into Early Edge Live. Don't forget, let's smash that like button. Let's get to 200 first so I can give away 2 year-long memberships to SportsLine. But this is one of the games of the year that when we look at Sunday Night Football, you circle on the calendar. It's going to mean everything end of the season in the AFC West. The Raiders, all the turmoil, guys. Gruden, unfortunately, that accident, losing one of their best players. And obviously that's not even important because of the young woman. But this is what the Raiders have been dealing with. But now they've got to come in tonight and refocus. Mikey, you're the Chiefs fan. I'm going to let you start. The number tonight, the total, do you like either one?
I do. So I played the total on our Tuesday mega preview show at over 51.5. It has since moved to 52.5. I still like it there. Obviously, you are missing out on some of the value, but I do like it. My simulation number on this one is all the way up to 56.6.
Wow.
I'm expecting a shootout in this one. It sounds like a lot. It is a lot, but anytime you get over about 52.5, it's not terribly surprising that I have a number this high. I make the Chiefs minus 3.2 favorites. You are getting it through a key number. So you definitely, it's a for sure lean on Kansas City against the spread. I haven't locked it in just yet. I have them in some same game parlays and stuff that I'll share a little bit later. But the lean for sure as Chief, that's the other thing. You're going to see a lot of this guy tonight because I've realized his name is Chief. So every time we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, he thinks that we want to see him. So he comes over here just a little more often on these Chiefs primetime streams. But yeah, over and to the Kansas City side.
Oh, I love whenever Chiefs makes an appearance and multiple appearances. Did you have something, Alex, real quick?
I didn't, but I will give you a take. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. Obviously, huge implications on the line. The winner of this game will be in the driver's seat of the AFC West. It's shocking to me the way the Chiefs have played. They're still positioned to be atop of the division if they get the win tonight. On the other side, the Raiders are coming off of a loss to the Giants, a game they should have won, in my opinion. We got our first glimpse of the Raiders offense, San Henry Ruggs. And I think we all knew that it was going to have an impact, but they did not look nearly as explosive, nearly as good. I'm concerned for this Raiders offense without Ruggs, who obviously makes an impact on the stat sheet. He was their leading receiver for receiving yards besides Darren Waller. But his ability to take the lid off of a defense, to stretch the field, he has such a great impact on the team that's beyond just raw statistics. I think the Raiders are really going to miss him.
Yeah, I agree with you a lot. It's hard to believe that somebody can replace him with that kind of speed, accuracy, and he also played very smart on the field as well. AB, let me come to you because Mikey likes the over. I personally like the Chiefs on the money line around minus 140. I don't want any part of the 2.5, but I'll take them just to win the game. What do you like tonight?
Yeah, so I actually have two plays here. So first one, over 51.5 as well. I agree with them squared. And look, it might not all come from, statistically from these, two offenses. I think that the referees are going to be in play in this game. And what I mean by it is that you're going to have two quarterbacks putting the ball in the air close to 40 times each. These defenses, especially the secondaries, are not very good. They are going to get caught in compromised positions. I think we'll be dealing with a lot of short fields tonight. Also, you look at both of these teams, their red zone defenses are ranked third worst for the Raiders in the league, Chiefs fifth worst in the league, right? Like they give up 75% and 70% scoring in the red zone to opposing teams. So we could be dealing with a lot of short fields, a lot of scoring opportunities. So I'm going to go with the over 51.5. I'm also going to play and understand this is a little bit of a risk here. That's why it's priced at plus 155. I'm going to play Chiefs team total touchdowns over 3.5 tonight. All right. So we got to get 4 Chiefs touchdowns. If we get that plus 155, I think that you're going to see the Chiefs offense very focused and also with many opportunities in short fields. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with.
Somewhere Uncle Dave is shuddering because that would mean we don't want any field goals tonight. And we all know how much Uncle Dave loves his field goal props. Now, Mikey, let me come back to you because somebody in the I think this is a very good educational opportunity. YVK says they got Deshaun Jackson. Now he can be even better, I'm sure referring to replacing Ruggs in the lineup. Do you want to educate the people on why Deshaun Jackson is on the Raiders?
Yeah, I mean, Deshaun Jackson has bounced around the league at this point. He's good for one thing and one thing only, and that is the occasional deep shot down the field. But as far as replacing Henry Ruggs, he's not going to do what Henry Ruggs does in terms of running the number of routes, playing the number of snaps, being that threat in all portions of the field, especially over the middle of the field. He does have big playability. He's obviously still very fast, and they might use him to take some deep shots, but he certainly does not represent the threat to the opposing defense that Henry Ruggs did.
Your thoughts on the over 3.5 touchdowns that AB loved to put in tonight? Because I'm tempted to take it just because I want to see it happen. Is it?
I like it.
Happen? Yeah,
I like it just because I don't think Kansas City's going to settle for field goals. I think we're at the point in the season where we're going to punch the ball in the end zone, or we're going to turn the ball over. When the defense is playing as well as it is, we're going to be fine to let Derek Carr be backed up in his own end zone. So I personally, I haven't played it, and it's not typically something that I would play unless it was part of like the donkey parlay. But I do like it. I do think the Chiefs score the 4 touchdowns today.
Okay, very good. By the way, don't ask me in the chat. Yes, we have a donkey parlay. We have one every primetime show, and we've got a really good one tonight. We'll do it at the top of the hour, a little bit after 8 o'clock on the East Coast. All right. Now, this is the favorite time of the week for my man Alex, because this is where we dive into any props that you could possibly want. You throw them into the chat, give me the price that you have them at your book, and also we need your Twitter handle as well. Also, we need to get to 200 likes. I know you can also correlate people hitting the like button with having winning days. That's just how it goes. When you're in a good mood, you're like feeling it. Well, we've got to refocus tonight. If you've had a losing day, we can get some of it back tonight. Hit that like button for me. All right, let's get into props. And I want to start where we always start, and that's with the quarterback props, because that's what everybody loves. So, Alex, I'm not starting with you because you don't like quarterback props. But, AB, let me come to you. Mahomes over 287.5 minus 115, and Derek Carr over 289.5 minus 137.
Yeah, I like both quarterbacks in this. Honestly, I think you're going to see both of them put the ball up in the air 40 times. Look, the Chiefs, we know that they are going to use the short passing game as the run game. They will not consistently run the football. And the Raiders, quite honestly, their running game hasn't been that great. So they're going to be forced to push the ball in the air as well. I think that this is a great opportunity for both quarterbacks. So, yeah, I agree with both of them.
All right. Alex, go ahead.
On the other hand, I am nervous about this Chiefs offense. I'm nervous about what I've seen out of Mahomes lately. He came in with a surprisingly higher yardage total than I was anticipating. The past 2 weeks against the Giants and the Packers, they combined to score 33 points, and Mahomes has not looked good in the process. Defenses are starting to take away Kelsey, and you're seeing just inability to find complementary or ancillary options on the Chiefs' offense. McCole Hardman is not a viable third option. I'm actually pretty afraid for Mahomes. The reason I like this more as a lean, but I'm actually looking at his under as far as passing yards are concerned. I just have not. It's just not the same offense. It's not the same Mahomes that we're used to seeing. I think he's going to struggle even against this Raiders defense.
But, Alex, that's why tonight could be the night. You have to believe the switch could flip. It really could. It really could. Now, Mikey, you said you think it's going to be aggressive. You think that they're going to take the lid off. So, in the chat, question, Mahomes, longest pass completion over 36.5. Does Tyreek get loose tonight?
I'll say yes. I'll take the over on that one.
Yep. Okay. All right, that's at minus 110. Let me come back to you, AB. Waller, over 67.5, minus 115. We know there have been certain games this year where he has been dynamite, and Derek Carr just literally doesn't look at anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think that the Raiders are going to quickly see that the run game is not going to work. So they're going to have to find other options to do that, whether it be short passing game, 2 running backs, or hitting tight ends. And we know, like you said, I mean, Derek Carr is not afraid to go and target Darren Waller whatsoever. So, yeah, his name, absolutely.
Let me come back to you, Alex, as you like Hunter Renfrow tonight to score. But what about his over prop? 5.5 catches. I do not have the juice. I apologize.
Yeah, I believe it's around minus 125. His yards are 57.5, receptions are 5.5. I like both props. I'd lean over on both. Yeah, he is Derek Carr's security blanket. He's second on the team in targets. When the Raiders need a big play, that is who Derek Carr looks to. One thing that is slightly concerning is I was anticipating him playing more snaps with Ruggs off the team now. He still is not playing the amount of snaps that, in my opinion, he should be. Yeah, he's somewhat of a part-time player. Yeah, I'm hoping he's on the field. When he's on the field, he is running routes. But yeah, I think he should be on the field more. It's kind of what preventing me from making it an official play. But yeah, I do like both. I lean both over on his receptions and yards.
Okay, so let's go to the other side now. Raiders, Josh Jacobs, chat question. Over 56.5 rushing yards at minus 117 for the Raiders running back. Who wants to take that one if they have a – okay, Alex?
Yeah, I do like this prop as well. I've been encouraged by what I've seen out of Jacobs lately. He's looked explosive. He's been hovering around 13 to 14 carries, so I would like to see more volume. On the other side, the Chiefs are bad against opposing running backs. They really struggle. They rank in the bottom 3 in DVOA versus opposing running backs. I do believe if this game is competitive and the Raiders can keep it within under double-digit points, that he will get the 13 to 14 touches necessary to go over. So I would definitely lean over. I think he's more than capable, and this is a pretty good matchup for him. So, yeah, I do like it.
Okay, let's stay with the running backs. Micah, let's go to you on the Kansas City side. Williams, over 53.5 at minus 102.
I lean to the over on that as well. I have it all the way up to 67 in the model. I think that we know what the Raiders are going to want to try to do. I think Kansas City is actually going to give in and run just a little bit in this one. So I lean over on it. It's just such a small number that anytime you get him under 60 yards like that, I think you have to play it.
AB, let me come to you because a lot of people in the chat are asking. You have been hitting with an incredible rate on the interception props. Mahomes has been – let's just say it. He's been bad this year when it comes to turning the ball over. Do you like either interception prop tonight?
Yeah, especially if you're going to get a decent price. I think Mahomes is probably sitting around minus 105 to 115.
Plus 105.
It's plus 105? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, like if you're going to get him putting the ball up in the air 40-ish times, yeah, like there's nothing to say that he won't do that at some point, especially with how aggressive they are, not only on their side of the field, but in the red zone as well. And if you look the last couple of weeks, they've come in the red zone. Like that's why you see the Chiefs doing those like little pitch plays, that they've gotten back to because they're afraid to put the ball in the air. So yeah, I like it. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of attempts, let me come to you, Alex, because the attempts tonight, very interesting because we just don't know what the game script is going to be. And as we know that you throw more when you're down by some, even more when you're down by a lot. So the attempts for both, Mahomes is 37.5, minus 117. Carr, 36.5, minus 134 to the over.
Yeah, so I lean over on both. I prefer Mahomes here in this spot, mainly because I think the Raiders can be more effective on the ground than the Chiefs. I think they're going to have more of a balanced attack, whereas I think teams are daring Mahomes, or basically taking away the deep ball on offense and forcing him to pass the ball underneath and look for like short intermediate routes, things like that. I think Mahomes is going to have to settle in. He's going to have to take what the defense gives him. He's not going to be able to force the ball down the field like he ordinarily likes to or wants to. So yeah, I do think he's going to have to throw the ball a lot. The volume has been there as well. If you look at his numbers this season, he is passing the ball a lot. I think that's going to continue. I think he's going to have to throw the ball a lot tonight to be successful.
All right, I love those nuggets. I've got to stop the show for a second because, guys, come here, son. Something big happened in our world today, and he just walked in the door. The little man, little coach, hit his first career home run today. How did it feel, son?
Amazing.
Amazing!
Atta
Yeah!
boy. Atta boy.
Oh, we're going to play the video live on the show tomorrow morning. Do you need something? Oh, it's I don't know where it is, but I'll get it to you. Trust me. He's looking for the baseball. I'll get it, son. I apologize. He's there. We'll get it. It was amazing. I apologize for stopping the show. It was one of the best moments of my life as a father, and it was a rocket ship. So he was only 6 for 7 today in the doubleheader. That's all he was.
You know.
All right. Yeah, and he has to come in and interrupt the show to look for his first ever ball.
He earned it, Coach.
He did.
Hey,
That's my guy.
Yeah, hey, you know what? He picked that up from Jay Smooth in the text whenever he hits a bet. Let everybody know.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Oh, amazing. It really was. I see Pooh Bear, everybody. Thank you all very much. I'm telling you, we'll have to turn the video or the sound down on the video because I'm literally screaming. I couldn't even believe it. I couldn't believe it. It was awesome. All right, let's get back to the job at hand. Now my whole mind is thrown off right now. All right, if you have any more props, throw them into the chat. So many people are wishing us good luck. It's covering up those props. But I've got a couple, and I'm going to come to you, Alex, because there's a lot of people in the chat that are like, I want to bet Travis Kelce, but it's over 6.5. He's not been producing. They haven't been connecting. This number still seems pretty high to me, even though he hasn't got there the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it is high, and there is an interesting discussion that is happening behind the scenes in the analytics community, in the fantasy community regarding Kelce. Are we witnessing the decline of arguably the greatest pass-catching tight end ever? Is he cooked? I don't think he's cooked, but I do think he has potentially, he's not peak Kelce that we're used to seeing. So, yeah, I am apprehensive. I don't know. Sometimes the decline can come in a hurry, and it can be steep, and it can feel like overnight a player can essentially fall off of a cliff. I don't know if that's happened, but yeah, I'm reluctant. I'm going to be watching very closely to see, if Kelce is going to hopefully bounce back. I still think he's got juice left, but yeah, I'm staying away until I have a better feel for where he's at. And yeah, frankly, if he's able to separate consistently, which he's been unable to do, and he's been unable to deal with bracket coverage over the past few weeks.
Maybe he should stop doing Ghostbuster commercials and focus on practice. One of the worst promotions for a movie I've ever seen, and he's my guy. And I still think it was bad. Now, Kelce hasn't been hitting, but one guy that Patrick Mahomes has almost been using, Mikey, as a security blanket is, of course, Tyreek Hill. His number is the same, over 6.5, juice to -111. Would you slide over there?
I lean towards the over on that one for sure. I mean, you look at the targets, 11 targets, 18, 9, 12, 13, 12. That's since week 4. He had 15 targets in week 1. Now, having said that, talking back to Kelce too, Kelce's had the targets as well. There's nothing wrong with Kelce getting 8, 7, 12, 11, 10, 6, 11, 8. Like the targets are there for both of them. So if you think that the offense is going to be clicking at all in any way, shape, or form, that actually helps both of them. If they're connecting at all and they have to pay more attention outside of Travis Kelce, it helps Travis Kelce. So I like him. I like Tyreek's over on the receptions, though. I do think he's going to get there through sheer volume. It is a big number. I would feel better playing it on Tyreek than I would on Travis Kelce. I say this a lot, too. Travis Kelce is someone that I think is still a perfect candidate for live in-game betting if you have a sports book that lets you bet live flash props like that. Just you need to watch the game. You need to see some body language. You need to see what kind of defensive scheme they're running. But yeah, I wouldn't play Travis Kelce's pregame at all.
Okay, very good. Alex, did you have something? I was looking down.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I agree with Mike. I much prefer Tyreek in this situation. Yeah, the targets have been there. I like his yardage prop. I think it's low. Frankly, I just don't think there are many other options for Mahomes to go to, and he's just going to continue to be absolute target hog and just be peppered. So yeah, I do like Tyreek tonight quite a bit.
So you would go Tyreek over the 73.5 on the yards.
Yes.
Yeah, that does seem kind of low
Is
for
that-
him. Again,
Is that really where it is?
yeah, 73.5.
If it is, I'll make it an official play because I have it at 89.
Book it for me as well.
It's juiced to -148, but it is at 73.5. I just played it.
I'll take it as an official play as well.
Official play for both of you. Okay, official play. I feel like an auctioneer tonight. All right, I got you, Alex. I got you. All right, so both plays official. Tyreek Hill yardage total over 73.5. What will we play it up to? Because that's going to be the next question in the chat.
I'm playing it right now at 74.5 personally. So that's
Okay.
where I'll take it. I'll play it all the way up to 81.
Okay, all the way to 81. So those of you in the chat that want to take Tyreek Hill, get in right now, because as soon as these two guys say it's an official play, this is exactly where it's going to go, straight to the heavens. Hopefully not to a place where you all can't get it, because I love getting it at that point. All right, let's stay, because I really like this discussion on the receiving tonight, because we all feel it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a lot of yards for both. So what about Williams' receiving prop? It was 19.5 in the chat. I've got it at 20.5 minus 115. AB, let me come to you, bud.
Yeah, so you're looking at two defenses that give up yardage, right? Like Kansas City allows the most plays per yard in the NFL, and Las Vegas isn't that far behind it. So I think that, with anything in terms of either of these teams, you have to figure out where the ball is going to go, because there's so many different options, right? And especially with Kansas City, there are not only tons of options, but tons of ways that they get the ball to these guys as well, right? Like you look at Kansas City's running backs, they can rush, they can catch passes out of the backfield. Tyreek Hill can be your guy that's catching short yardage passes. So that's the only difficult part. But again, I agree with these guys. Like, I think that this game is going to be higher than the books, and a lot of people do think. So, yeah, I lean over here.
Mikey.
Yeah, you were talking about Darrell Williams over receiving yards. Is that what we're asking on?
Yes.
So I have that one up to 23. It'd be a lean towards the over. I just want to caution a little bit. Jerick McKinnon is starting to steal some snaps in the passing game, especially down near the red zone. And then Gore's out there stealing snaps a little bit at times too. So now that, and then also Josh Gordon is slowly working his way onto the field a lot more for Kansas City as well. There's just a lot of mouths to feed. I think they get creative a little more. So I do think that it's kind of fragile. While I have the edge on it, and I think that he can very clearly get there in 1 to 2 catches, there's going to come a day where they're not going to use him in that way every single week. So just be careful with that one.
All right, Alex.
I think these guys summed it up perfectly. Just wanted to reiterate my favorite nickname in sports, Darrell the Mentor Williams.
I love when you like something. It just makes me pop. In the chat, a lot of questions on Kenyon Drake over 19.5 receiving yards. And my man Ethan says he's been getting over 30 yards receiving. Who wants to take Kenyon Drake over 19.5? Alex?
I'll take that. Yeah, they're using Drake a lot in the passing game. He is the preferred back. Carr is looking to throw to the receivers more, to throw to the running backs more. I do feel like some of that production that we're missing from Ruggs is going to trickle down to the running backs. We've seen it a little bit more with Jacobs as well. He's been involved in the passing game as well. But yeah, they like Drake. I like Drake. He's an explosive option when he's used primarily as a pass catching back. I think he's very effective in that role. I'd be curious. I actually haven't seen his combo prop. He's explosive. He's able to chunk big plays. So if he has a somewhat generous number on his combo prop, I like that. But yeah, I also lean over on his receiving prop as well, because he is going to get a lot of that pass down work. Carr is going to look his way. So yeah, I do like it.
All right, if anybody has a book that has the receiving prop, put it in the chat for us, please. And the number, if you've got it, what Alex is looking for. Mikey, what do you got?
Yeah, I would just say I lean towards the over as well. Anytime you look at just looking at general box scores and see someone having 70 receiving yards with 5+ targets, like definitely can lean over to it. The thing I wanted to mention too, Josh Jacobs, it's nothing serious, but he did limp off the field at the end of the game in their last game. Looked like general soreness, some cramping, but something to monitor. He's had some injuries in the past. It wouldn't shock me at all in this kind of game if he, has to sit out a series or so. Just note that he has been dealing with it. And anytime he sits out even just one series, big time upside to those backup running backs.
Man, we've seen how that can really hurt us. A couple of props we've lost because of guys with injuries that reoccur in the second and third quarter. All right, Aaron, thank you. The combo, Alex, is 47.5 minus 115. Talk to me.
Was hoping it would be in the low 40s, high 30s. I do think that number is efficient. I'd prefer the receiving prop in this particular instance with Drake.
Awesome. Okay, very good. Patrick Mahomes, we've been playing, and I'm going to come back to you, AB, in a second, but I'm going to go to Mike on this one. Then I'm going to ask you about the team total chat question for the Chiefs, so get ready for that question. But a lot of people are talking about Patrick Mahomes and his rushing prop. We've cashed it, Mikey, several times this year, but it's up to 23.5 tonight. What do you have?
Yeah, so I don't have it that high in the simulations. The only thing I will say is if you think he struggles finding Travis Kelce in particular, if you think he's struggling with that, he's going to become more frustrated. He's going to look to run a lot early and often. I'm in the camp that thinks that their offense is going to be fine and roll here. So I'm not playing the over on it. He's obviously got the upside to do it, but the number, like the real number, the true number should be 18.5 in this one. It's juiced and priced to this point because people love to bet rushing overs on athletic quarterbacks, especially in primetime games like this. So for me, it's a stay away. He obviously has the upside, but it's a stay away for me.
And it's a stay away for me, too. There is no question. I follow you religiously. AB, let me come over to you. We love team totals. And if what Mikey says and what you say and what Alex says is going to happen, the 27.5 should be a lock. No?
Yeah, I mean, that's where I sit with it. Now, when you look at it, you do the math and you say, okay, over 27.5. So what is that number? What is the price at the team total over?
Minus 131.
Okay, so we'll think about this. All right, if you're just doing simple math here, that means the Chiefs would have to get 3 touchdowns to 21 and then 3 field goals, okay, to get over that. And you're looking at a negative number. I'm playing Chiefs over 3.5 touchdowns at plus 155, right? So, what are you banking on here? Like, how many field goals do you think that Kansas City is going to kick tonight? So just kind of do the math there and look around, and you'll see. If you think that they're going over that, I might roll with the touchdowns here because 3 touchdowns and 3 field goals, like you're going to get 8, 9 at most drives. Like that's a lot you need to happen. Touchdowns might be your better bet here.
But if it's 4 touchdowns, that still hits. I guess I'm a little confused.
Yeah, it absolutely hits. That's what I'm saying. So you could play this at either the Chiefs.
Oh, you're saying you get better juice. You're saying better juice.
Yep. Yeah.
Got it. My
yeah.
Clearly, Chief was
he likes it
as well. Yeah, he liked it. He was like, I was confused. He liked it, but I'm an idiot. Chief is not. Which cat was that for you, Alex? Everybody in the chat loves the cat.
That's
I know
Delilah.
you have a couple, right? That's Delilah.
I have 3. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew. See, I know my crew. I know my guys. That's Delilah. Love when Delilah makes an appearance on the show. I love it. Now, chat question that I know you're going to love, Alex. Tyreek Hill's rushing prop. What do you think it is?
Is it our favorite half-yard number?
1.5. 1.5. Are we going to see that end around without that little touch pass from Mahomes, which drives us bananas?
Yeah, I would lean over on this because of the fact that we've witnessed Kansas City struggling to generate offense. They're not scoring a lot of points. And what they do in those scenarios, at least I've found, is they really look to creatively get the ball into Tyreek's hands close to the line of scrimmage. They just pepper him with targets when this offense is not moving the ball, when they're struggling. So, yeah, I am anticipating. I could see it happening in the first 15 plays. We know Andy Reid loves to design. He's very good at designing the first 10 or 15 plays or so in the game. You often see Tyreek get some of these end arounds or, rushing attempts in these spots. Yeah, I'd lean over on it. I don't have a strong take on it, but, I would lean over on it.
All right, very good. Well, we have reached that time of the show. Everybody keeps asking about it. There's only one man that can do it justice. We are at the top of the hour. It's 8 o'clock. A lot of new people coming in to the show. Welcome to Early Edge Live. Let's smash that like button for me. Before you do anything else, we're trying to get we're already at 2, and we're trying to get to 400 likes. Here's our first 2 winners. Look how that happened. AB on the 1s and the 2s. Here we go. Our first 2 winners changing lives. At Derek Jameson 8 and at TPU__Edge. Oh, he put an early edge into his Twitter account. That's one way of guaranteeing that you'll win one. Different ways. Be creative. So, welcome to the family. Welcome to SportsLine. You have all the simulations, all the analysis, everything at your disposal for the next 12 months for free. Now, We do a little fun parlay every single primetime game. We like to call it the donkey parlay. Mikey, the floor is yours, sir.
All right, let's have the donkey parlay. It looks like AB's done the hard work for me. Got it pulled up on the screen. We're taking the Raiders plus 12.5, the Kansas City Chiefs plus 7.5, over 42.5 total points in the game. Tyreek Hill, bring that total down to 59.5. Darren Waller, 55 or more receiving yards. Darrell Williams, over 39.5 rushing yards. And Patrick Mahomes, over 249.5. Put them all together, pays plus 525.
Very, very nice. Now, keep in mind, if you watch the show religiously, we like to do fun bets with the serious bets because we feel like this should be fun, and we have a ton of fun here on the show. And what we're doing next is the most fun we have the entire week. For those of you who are new, and I know there's a lot of new people because our audience is growing, our YouTube following is growing like cats and dogs. See what I did there? Like cats and dogs. All right, so here's what we do. The Van Jefferson Memorial first touchdown of the game, and so many of you in the chat know what's coming. We have to pick, and again, a fun bet, a player that's plus 1,000 or above to score the first touchdown of the game. Now, Mikey made this bet. He created this bet. He's the only one of the four of us that has been or is in the club. So, Mikey, as always, you get to go first. What do you got tonight?
All right. Well, if anyone here tuned into the last primetime game with the Kansas City Chiefs, we're going back to the well with Jerick McKinnon. I like Jerick McKinnon, and the amount of times he is on the field in passing situations, especially in the red zone. We had one last week where it looked like it went off of Josh Gordon's helmet that was maybe headed in the direction of Jerick McKinnon. But when I do this, we look for large discrepancies in the market. At MGM, you can get this at 6,600. Plus 6,600 at MGM. It's all the way down to plus 3,000 on DraftKings and around 4,000 on FanDuel. Just love the price discrepancy that we're finding here. I love how often he's on the field in passing situations. I expect a passing situation for Kansas City when it comes to scoring the first touchdown here. And I think it's incredible value for the amount of snaps he plays in the red zone.
All right, so Jerick McKinnon. Depending on where you play, the number is going to be different, but it will most certainly be north of plus 2,000 no matter where you play. All right, AB, you've got a very serious look on your face tonight. I feel like you've really done your homework, and you're going to cash that ticket tonight. Are you?
Absolutely. Look, this is the night, and especially after the last time where we bet on the defenses, and a defense scored, but I had the wrong defense. It was brutal, man. It was brutal. Look. So going over the numbers here of both teams and what they score in the first quarter this season, okay? The Chiefs, they have 48 total points out of 9 games. The Raiders, 28 points. All right, they are not a first quarter team. They are not a first drive team, but they will give up points on the first drive, and I think that the Chiefs win the toss. They're going to play aggressive, think aggressive, take the ball, and run down and score it. So give me McCole Hardman plus 1,300.
I'm going to be honest with you, because it's kind of a first come, first serve type of play. We have an email thread. Whoever says first, then they can't take it. You got this play in before me, but I think it's going to play into my favor. I'm going to do mine last. But Alex, I know that what burns inside of you to join this club is like nothing that we've ever seen before. You may want to join this club more than you want to hit your props on a weekly basis. What do you got for us tonight, sir?
That may be factually correct. I feel like I've been outside of a nightclub for like 12 hours watching all my friends get let in. Like my wife's been let in ahead of me and everybody's in besides me. And I'm just sitting there. I'm first in line. People are jumping me in line. But yeah, this has been tough for me. I'm just grasping at straws, guys. I'm literally just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks at this point because I don't even know what to do. I'm just going Hunter Renfrow solely for the fact that he scored the first touchdown in the Raiders game last week versus the Giants. He's at plus 1,100. He's a phenomenal wide receiver. I love the guy. He's Derek Carr's security blanket. He's second on the team in targets. He makes a bunch of tough catches. He's got 3 touchdowns this season. Let's just go Hunter Renfrow and just hopefully get this done. Get this monkey off my back, coach.
It's growing and growing. We're in week 10. And it would be completely unlike Mikey to talk trash if the season gets to be finished and all of us aren't in the club, and he and Sia and Maestro are. That Mikey wouldn't talk trash on that at all. That's completely out of character for him. Yeah, go ahead, AB.
Never.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, in a Prop Stars Club scenario here, that's the equivalent of like when all the attractive people go in and you're just standing there with, trust me, I get it, bro. I'm stuck outside too. That's the equivalent of when you just go up with just a wad of cash. You're like, dude, how much is it going to take? I need to get in here. Just take the money. I need to get inside. So well done, man. I like it.
See, I was always the guy already in the club that was like, man, I got my friends out there. And they're like, sorry. And I was like, they're on their own. I'm gonna hang out in the VIP. Now, if there's one thing you never do, boys, that is go against M Squared or any of the information that he gives. However, tonight, I'm going to spit into the wind. Tonight, I'm going to take his information. I'm going opposite. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes to run for a touchdown plus 1,600. Because I believe Mikey's correct. They're going to throw, get down to the 3. And how about a little naked bootleg? And he runs into the end zone holding the football out, and that's the first of 5 touchdowns tonight combined for our quarterback, channeling my inner Terrell Owens. He's our quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Lock it in, plus 1,600. And for the first time ever, somebody in the chat is asking for Jeweler's pick. It's never happened before, but it just happened tonight.
Found his burner account.
Jeweler great. Is GOAT 44.
That is great. All right. You guys always ask. We finally got this show down right. So we've got, I believe, 4 or 5 official picks. We're going to put them up right now because you always like 8 to 10 minutes to get the plays in, especially for those people that just tuned in at the top of the hour. So here are our official picks. And I want to go, Mikey, back to you. You now have 2 because you just added 1. Give me the 2 that you have for the show tonight, please.
Yeah, so Chiefs Raiders over 51.5. Again, that's from Tuesday. It's on the move right now. My simulations have it all the way up to 56.5. So if you're still grabbing 52.5, more than okay with that one. And then Tyreek Hill over 73.5 receiving yards. I have a ticket at 74.5, and I have one at 72.5. It's still 72.5 at FanDuel, 74.5 at DraftKings. Like both of them. I would play it all the way up to 81.5. That's what I said earlier. Looking back at the calculation, it's actually 79.5 is where I would stop. But the good news is you can still get a number between there right now. So that's where I'm at.
All right. Alex, let me come to you because I know you want to piggyback that play. Talk to me.
Yeah, I am also on Tyreek Hill over, I believe, do we have 72.5 receiving yards is the number?
Well, it's 73.5. It's and Mikey has it at 74.5, so it's around that number, 73 to 74.
Yeah. Okay, we'll call it 73.5. Yeah, I think Tyreek, just watching this Chiefs offense, when they struggle, they pepper Tyreek with targets. We are seeing a massive volume and target share for Tyreek. I don't think that's going to change. I don't think this Chiefs offense is going to figure things out. And if they do figure things out, he's going to be the biggest beneficiary of it anyway. So to me, it's almost a lose-lose from the standpoint of he's either getting a ton of targets or he's likely going to connect on a couple deep bombs. So yeah, I think Tyreek is in a good spot tonight versus a pretty vulnerable Raiders secondary that he's had a lot of success against in the past.
All right, very good. Shout out to all of you in the chat. You think you like us. You like everybody in the chat. It's such a great community. Thank you for the positivity tonight. And Kelsey for running things in the chat because I'm getting so busy. So many people are watching. So thank you for that and making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. AB, what do you got in the game tonight?
Yeah, definitely. So Prop Stars really quick, him saying what, exactly the number 72.5, 73.5 reminded me of Jack Nicklaus way back in the day. He'd ask his caddy, like, what's the distance here, with my 3-iron? A caddy would say, it's 215, 216. And he'd go, well, which one is it? He's that good, right? So I'm going to go with the Chiefs Raiders over 51.5. I'm also going to go with total Chiefs touchdowns over 3.5 at plus 155. And I'll say this, officiating in the NFL has been crazy. Tonight, we get to pull for it. Let's get flags, DPIs all over the field and short fields, baby. Let's do it.
And boys, think about this. I'm adding one more official play. One more official play from the coach. I'm going to go first half, team total, over 13 for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's right, Alex.
Nice.
We're just going to be doing this all night. That's my one official play, over 13 first half, team total for the Kansas City Chiefs. Thank you all for the nice notes. Thank you for loving the show. Thank you for coming here every single time. For those of you who don't follow our YouTube channel, please subscribe. It is free. And turn on the notifications so every single time we have a brand new show or new content, you know about it so you don't miss any of the great information as we try to make it easier on you and then play together. All right. The game starts in about 10 minutes. You guys have a chance to get all those plays in. And I got to say this, that we like to end the show with all of my guys 30 seconds to see what they're most looking forward to tonight. Alex, start us off, pal.
I'm looking forward to three things, or I have three things I want to state really quickly. One, congratulations to you and your son, Coach. So pumped for you guys. Two, looking forward to cashing this ticket with my guy, Mikey. Tyreek over 73.5 yards. Third, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention I am really looking forward to watching Max Crosby and Yannick Ngakoue, the Raiders defensive ends. These guys are one of the best tandems in the NFL. They get after it. Crosby has just a relentless motor. I cannot wait to watch him tonight.
All right. AB, talk to me.
Yep. So we talked about the Tennessee Titans earlier. If they got that win, they did against the Saints. They're now 2 games ahead over the entire AFC. But the note that I'm going to say is this. They are now 80% to the under at home this season.
Why do you have to throw that in at the very end of the show? Why do you have to do that?
Buzzkill.
Damn right you are. Mikey, bring us home.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Tyreek Hill racking up at least 75 receiving yards in this game. I'm looking forward to the total going over. Like Alex, I am very interested to see how Kansas City deals with the pressure from the Raiders defensive ends. I also think that we might see a few late hit penalty flags thrown in this game from that Raiders defensive team. I think it's going to help the Chiefs out and move the ball a little bit. I think it's going to be a great game, and I look forward to the Chiefs being atop the division and right back in it in the entire conference in the AFC.
Because we could have a day where everybody in the division loses except for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I will say this, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, here is the ball. But unlike Tom Brady, we didn't have to give 2 jerseys and season tickets. It's actually free. It's just 11-year-old baseball. All right, it is that time of the show. We only have one thing left to do, and you all know what that is. I love this stuff so much, I can't even tell you. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Sunday night football tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire team, I love them so much. Prop Stars, AB, my man M Squared. Also, the Maestro is always there, the jeweler. Our entire team at the Early Edge and SportsLine. We do it, and we do it, and we do it for you. Don't forget, live tomorrow, 7:15 Eastern Time, we count down to Monday Night Football, the Rams and the 49ers. But right now, we're going to settle in for tonight. Tell all your friends there's only one sports betting brand you even need to worry about. We like to call it the Early Edge. Good luck.